What's up, BiggerPockets? Welcome back to another episode of House Hackers. Today, we're walking a single family home where the couple lives upstairs, they Airbnb out the basement suite, and they live for free. Let's go check it out. So they were very specific in their instructions to take 19 steps from the sidewalk, 17, 18, 19, and stand here. That's what I was told. Ooh, is this the Airbnb?
Welcome to our house hack.
Just kidding.
We'll meet you in the
We'll
back.
meet you in the back.
So we're at the back of the house. That's the Airbnb entrance. It brings over $2,000 a month in income. They live for free. And why we're starting back here is because we have that private entrance and then an entrance to their main house. And privacy and separation living was critical to Jestyny's schedule. She's a nurse, works nights, work days, and needed to make sure that her privacy and well-being were taken care of. So let's go check out the Airbnb. What's up, guys?
What's up,
Hey,
Chris?
Chris.
Welcome.
All right, so I love the setup. Give us a walkthrough of the property.
Yeah, I'll let you start.
So it's a 4-bed, 2-bath home. We're in the 1-bed, 1-bath Airbnb.
How's the layout down here? What features do you have?
Ooh, it's a big, spacious bedroom with a garden level apartment atmosphere. And we have a kitchen in here that features a stove and a fridge and a big TV. I don't know what else to say.
So this is an awesome laid out Airbnb. Let's go check out the rest and talk some business tips. So one thing I want to highlight about their story is their great business mindset. They hit the 3 S's: speed, simplicity, and the sweet spot. So we'll start off with speed, because after you guys closed on this property, you had a 1-month goal of it listed on Airbnb. Why and how'd you do it?
Yeah, we focused a lot on speed because we wanted to start making money after a month. So we made a big goal to start our Airbnb and have it listed and have guests within a month.
And Chris, you're telling me that you put together a to-do list to break down all the projects into simple, bite-sized pieces. What are some of the projects you did?
Yep, so we made a to-do list. It can be overwhelming at first for 2 new homeowners, but yeah, we did simple painting projects. We had to order all the equipment on Amazon, so we made an Amazon, just a big cart, put everything in there, ordered it all at once. So it all came here. We were able to put it all together, and we just went through the to-do list, and we were able to get it ready within 1 month about.
Great. Keep in mind, you are starting a business when you start a house hack, and rather than going complex, do the bare minimum what you need to do to get it listed and bring in revenue. Key point for being speedy and simplicity. Now, the third one is what we call the sweet spot. Now, you don't get this on the get-go of being speedy and simplistic, but as you move forward, you find the sweet spot. Now, I know you guys did a lot of iterations of guest days and cleaners, and what about being the right rhythm for your guys' like lifestyle, income, and workflow?
Yeah, with Airbnb, there's a lot of trial and error. So you figure out what's best for you and you kind of figure out what works best for your flexibility. And so for us, we started with 1-month stays, and then we went to, we started with a 1-month stay, went to short-term stays, so every day guests could check in. And then now our sweet spot is at 1 to 2 weeks.
And so this goes back to a key principle we always talk about. There's no right or wrong way to house hack. Based on their market conditions, their goals, the property, the strategy, they figure out what works for them, and they find that sweet spot. So that's the key. Let's go check out some projects, guys.
Let's go.
So walk us through some of the key projects you had to do to get this place up and running.
So one of the main ones, we painted these countertops. You can see there's a nice texture on them.
What was the cost? How long did this take?
I think the paint kit was about $100. So it was an old brown color before. And yeah, we refreshed it, painted it, took a day about, and $100, and it looks nice and modern and clean.
Yeah, it looks great. And also it's very durable.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is always nice in rentals.
Yep.
All right, next project.
And then we also did this stick-on backsplash. So that kind of went in line with our speed, trying to get our unit listed quickly. We're not professional tilers, so they sell sticky backsplash that we're able to put up, and it looks decent, and it's held up for 2.5 years. So yeah, we were happy with it.
Yeah, this peel and stick backsplash looks great. So it's basically just a giant sticker. You take a razor knife, cut it, stick it up there, right?
Yep, I think cutting it was the hardest part.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what was the cost and time to put up the backsplash?
That was maybe $50 to $100 again, and took us a day or two. Yeah, not too long.
All right, so up to $200, 3 days worth of work. Third big project in here.
The other main thing we did was we painted the baseboards white. So they were kind of the original
Wooden brown.
Yeah. So this was Jesty's idea. Refreshed it, made it look a lot more modern and clean. And that took a few days, I think, but maybe $50 again, and it looks a lot better.
And that is their simplistic and speedy mindset in action. How can you do that with your house hack? So let's leave the Airbnb and go check out your guys' house upstairs.
Yeah, let's go check out where we live.
So a great thing about their mindset is they realize it's not personal. And this is a reality that every single person has to come through if you want to be an entrepreneur. And so that is when you get feedback, when you get reviews, because you're on the internet, you're on Airbnb. What do people do? They leave you feedback, sometimes good and sometimes not so good. And I loved how you guys said, don't take it personal. So can I talk about the first negative comment and how you took it and what your mindset is now?
Yeah, our first 4-star Airbnb review was that was tough for us, but
a 4-star review was tough.
Yeah, so
we're very used to getting 5.
We started out with mainly 5s, and then our first 4-star one, it did hit us, I think, in the heart a little bit. So the first one can be tough, the first feedback you get. But since then, I think we've worked together, we've communicated, and we understand that as part of the business, especially with an Airbnb, you're getting feedback and reviews almost weekly, I think. And guests are communicating, reaching out, asking for more supplies or different supplies. So you just have to be used to people asking for different things, and needing different things.
And being open to that feedback is big. So you can be open and respond to them very respectfully, but also if we have differing opinions, we can just put it in our back pocket. And if we need to use it later or now, we can do that too.
Yep. And with Airbnb, the guests are gone in a few days usually. So just either fix the problem or diagnose it and move on.
Yeah.
And the guests are gone.
But this is the right mindset, because you have to realize people are going to give you feedback, good feedback where, hey, this is constructive. Yes, we can do a better job at that. We can improve our hospitality business to you. And then there's a crazy feedback dude, you're just a jerk. I don't want to take you. What you're saying is complete nonsense. I think we've all received that. Mm-hmm. Maybe given it once or twice ourselves when you're mad online, but you get that feedback and you have to take it and not let it torpedo your day, because it can be nasty and it can bring down your vibes.
Yep.
So great thing to keep in mind, because it will happen, and getting that feedback is necessary to getting that income and the better feedback as well. So I'm a broken record when I say this, but you are buying a future rental property as a house hacker. You're not buying your forever home. Or if you want to go out there and build your house hack stack, buy a future rental property. And that's like what you guys did, because you got a lot of mixed feedback on this location, and you guys prioritized building your wealth over being in the cool, trendy area. Can we talk about what went into your decision process?
I feel like when we were looking at homes, I was probably the more of the white picket fence person as well, steering towards them. But Chris was very grounding in what we wanted and was saying, you know, this is just a stepping stone and this is how we're going to gain wealth and then we can buy our white picket fence later in our forever home. But we really looked at like other houses around the area. Are there Airbnbs around the area? What are they making? And we also prioritized, is this like a feasible place or feasible going to be booming area? What's around us that can bring in people? And
so we did get some feedback that this might not be the most trendy area with all the restaurants and shops, but we did our own research. So Jesteny works as a nurse at a hospital about a mile away. That's one of the biggest, I think, economic industries in the state of Colorado. So we looked at that. We knew we'd have tenants for our Airbnb and a good pool to choose from. So we did our own research, and while we might not live here forever, we've had a good couple of years here.
We know it was a good investment.
Yeah.
Location, location, location. You heard it 1,000 times about real estate investing, and that's one of the factors that as a house hacker you have to consider. And that is one of the factors that figured out where you guys were going to buy this property. It was in the price range, which is kind of like, you know, below the median price in Denver. So that's a great way to save money. It's next to a huge medical complex that has 3 hospitals and schools and research. And it's one of the biggest economic drivers in Colorado. And then also it's in a very centralized location, not too far from the airport. So an overall great location with a lot of future growth in mind. Guys, this has been great. Thank you so much. Appreciate opening the Airbnb, the camper van, your house to us. I'm gonna head back to the studio and talk some numbers.
Great. Thanks, Chris.
Yep. Thank you.
So the property we just walked is the first property in Chris and Jeseny's house hack stack. So I want to spend a little bit of time and talk about what they've done to increase their income while reducing their expenses. So they're living for free right now, setting up for more success in the future. So they bought the property for $350,000 and the interest rate was 3.875%. Their monthly payment was about $19.50 a month. Well, fast forward 6 months later, interest rates dropped. They refinanced to 2.875%, a 1% decrease in interest rate. That is huge. That saved them $250 a month in payments. So expenses going down, Airbnb income going up. That's a good thing. And then soon after refinancing, they're actually able to go out there and drop PMI, private mortgage insurance. Now, I've talked to hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, and the common thing I hear is people are afraid of PMI. I'm here to tell you, you don't need to be. PMI is basically an insurance policy that the lender makes you buy when you put down less than 20% on a property. So in Chris and Jeseny's case, probably between $100 to $150 a month in payment. So let's do some quick math on here. They put 5% down on a $350,000 property. That's $17,500. Now they're paying PMI $100 a month, extra $1,200 a year until it drops off a few years later. The alternative is they could say, oh, you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm going to put down 20%. And that's when you don't have PMI. When they put down 20%, now they're putting down $70,000. Well, what's harder to save up? $17,000 or $70,000? So when you do the math on here, do not be afraid of PMI. Realize PMI is just a very small payment you have to make so you can buy a property for high leverage with little down. Now, once they dropped PMI, their property kept appreciating, they kept paying down debt, and they put a HELOC on their property that is a $65,000 line of credit. And guess what? They can use that to go out there and buy more assets. So even though this is Chris and Jeseny's first property, they're doing all the right things. And they're being very, very opportunistic with their property, with interest rates, PMI, HELOCs. That's the winner's mindset. That's what everyone should have when they go out there and start house hacking. Now, I went through a lot of numbers on there. Here's what I would recommend. Go to BiggerPockets.com, create your account or log into it, and go use their rental property calculator and play around with what type of cash flow returns you get by putting down 5% and 20%. Now, if you need help figuring out what your PMI might be, go talk to your lender and he or she can give you a ballpark estimate for helping to calculate it out. And then you go do your own math. And those BP calculators are a fantastic way to run the numbers. So as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. And if you resonate with their story and what they are doing, make sure you connect with Chris and Jesteny. All their social links are in the show notes below. So if you want more tactical tips, make sure you go to my YouTube channel for some behind the scenes content on their property and other properties that we have walked as well. And of course, as always, make sure you like this video, leave some comments, and I'll be chatting with you below.
Welcome to our house hack. You have to say it with me.
Should we both say it or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We did, yeah.
Are we videoing it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were.